Hey there, happy day 1128 of What Ships You Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, documenting my journey as I transition from the brick and mortar world of regular businesses in corporate America, regular meaning offline, real businesses, to the online world of business. And the lessons I've learned that I've brought with me from the offline world, and the lessons I've learned that I tried to bring with me from the offline world that didn't work at all. And then the lessons I've learned on the online world as I've been participating in different internet-related things. The things that have worked for me, the things that haven't, the lessons that I've learned, and the things that I hope you can learn from my mistakes so that you don't have to go and learn and create them all on your own. Today I was thinking about, as I was doing for the Get Up and Go Challenge, day 29 today of our 30-plus day challenge, Get Up and Go, we were doing a review of what we've done so far the first 28 days. Today's 29. And I'm doing the review a little early this year because February is a 28-day month, and for some reason my brain has been trained to think in month increments. So, it's the end of the month, we have to do a summary, we have to go back, we have to review what we've done. I learned about the importance of reviewing and having a periodic review and breaking it down and learning things a little bit along the way in college. When I went to college, I didn't know how to study, and I really struggled my first semester. And I freaked out and realized I got to learn how to learn and how to study, or I'm never going to make it through college. So I went to the library and asked people, and I said, how do you study? How do you learn? And they're like, what do you mean you don't know how to learn? And I'm like, I didn't really study in high school. I just did, I did my homework and did what I was supposed to, but I never really had to learn how to study, how to learn things. And then I learned to join study groups and team learning and things like that. We would break things down, and we would talk about things that we learned in classes, and we would discuss them so that we'd get another perspective, another point of view, another way of having it explained, which made it clearer. Sometimes we just need to hear things multiple times in different ways in order to retain and really understand and digest what it means and what it means to us. So learning how to review my notes from class and from lectures and notes and highlighting in my books helped me to study and put things in my brain so that I could retrieve and remember them when it came time to have tests on them or do papers or whatever was required for an individual class. But I learned the power of reviewing big quantities of information. So, the textbook, I'd go through, and as I was reading in my textbook, I would highlight key sentences and phrases. And then as I was getting ready for tests and things, after doing the reading material once, when it came time to study for the test, usually a few days before the test, not the night before the test, I would start reviewing my highlighted material in the reading material as well as in my notes. I would do the same thing in my notes. I'd take notes in class, then that night I would read and review my notes, and I would highlight the important things in my notes. And then I would do it again. I would go through in a different color and I would highlight my notes. Because what I was doing is I was taking all the information that my brain had heard and put somewhere in there, because everything we hear, everything we experience gets stored in our subconscious somewhere. Problem is usually a retrieval issue. We don't know how to get at that information at the time that we need it when we're being tested in things. So I use this as a way of creating my own brain filing system to figure out where I put stuff. But I'd put all the data in, then I'd the highlight words, and then the highlighted words, and the highlighted words. Pretty soon I could hear one word or think one word, which was usually a trigger on the test or something, and then all of that information would open up to me. So I could write essay questions on or I'd answer essay questions on a particular topic just by remembering a word or phrase or something. And I learned the power of reviewing things, the power of looking at where we've been, where we are right now, and where we want to go. And that's a continuous process. As human beings, we're always developing and growing. We want to make sure that we're continuing to do that. Today's Supersize Your Business idiom was early to bed and early to rise, and makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. I'm sure in these times of political correctness, we can't say man anymore in any of our idioms. Pretty soon we'll be rewriting all of our idioms and expressions and proverbs, and we'll be rewriting everything. Makes a person healthy, wealthy, and wise. Whatever. The point is the same. The meaning is the same. If we get enough rest, we have more energy. If we have more energy, we can create the things that we want in our life. If we get enough rest, we're healthier. We have more energy, which makes us healthy. If we have more energy, we can create more wealth and more good things in the world. It also helps us have time and energy to think and be more wise and have more experiences and more lessons learned. So that was a fun one today. I've heard that my whole life. I've always been a morning person, and to me it's been a huge advantage, but understand that you don't have to be a morning person to be successful. Whatever works for you is the most important thing. Our centering challenge today, I'm trying to think about, I think it was about going with the flow. Let me take a peek. I haven't done the homework yet, so yeah, it's about going with the flow. We're supposed to, how I went with the flow today. Okay, so how am I going to go with the flow today? Haven't done it yet, so I'm going to have to do that. Remember yesterday I didn't do, I don't know if I said that on here, but I said I was opting out of the coloring frees me expression. And so what I did instead is I hung out with my amazing brand new granddaughter. I just held and cuddled her. That was the thing that freed me and let me just chill and be centered and go with the flow yesterday. And today, I don't know, I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do to go with the flow. I invite you to do the same. I find that I'm a lot less frustrated if I accept things the way they are and just realize, hey, this is just the way this situation is right now, but I get to decide how I'm going to respond and interact to it. I'm 100% responsible for my reactions and my actions and my thoughts and my feelings and beliefs all the time. Even if it's fun to blame other people, or if I want to blame other people, or if I want to act like a victim, it might be fun for the short term, but in the long term, I know I never want to behave that way. So going with the flow helps us to do that. But accepting what is, that took me a lot of years to understand that every situation, it is what it is right now in the moment, in the present moment. And the present moment is the only time that we can affect that. And so if I'm wasting my time and energy being frustrated because I think it should be something different than it is, I'm totally losing the value of that time, that moment, that event, that experience. And so I think accepting what is doesn't mean we're going to tolerate it or accept it forever. It just means right this now, in this present moment, we're going to say, okay, this is what's going on. How do I choose to react and respond to that and be proactive in the moment now, so that going forward, I don't experience this feeling of frustration or this feeling of whatever I'm feeling again, because I don't like it. I don't want to feel ways that I don't like. So I kind of love that. That's it. That's all I've got today. It's an awesome Monday in my neck of the woods. I hope it's an awesome day and an awesome week for you. If you have any questions, if I can help you with anything with respect to offline or online business. Offline business is still my favorite and my forte, and where my 47 years of business experience calls in. 44 of that are in offline real world corporate organizations, and just the last 3 and going on 4 already are in the online internet world. I was curious about it. I thought, I got divorced, divested myself of all of my assets with my ex-husband. I was like, all right, what am I going to do now? And it was really fun, because it was like, what do I want to do now? Probably for the first real time in my life, I was in a position where I could say, what do I, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom, want to do? What do I want to look into? What am I curious about? What have I been curious about for a long time? And I've always wanted to explore, but I never felt like I could or should, because I had other obligations, other commitments that I had made earlier that I needed to respect and honor. I had to honor my commitments to my ex-husband, my children, the businesses I was in, the partners that I had, etc. And then I found myself in a position to say, okay, well, what do I want to do? And I'd always been interested in the internet, so I thought, then jump in, check this out, and see if I can't recreate my offline corporate success in the online world. And so that's been my vision for the last couple of years, and continues to be. And I want to make the world a better place. I don't know, I've always wanted to make the world a better place. All right, have an amazing day. I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.